Hello, this is Lisa Shea, and these are the super slow, full 10-minute long instructions on how to make the classic origami crane. I'm trying to do this as slow as I humanly can and still have it fit within 10 minutes. So for people who don't like to hit pause, you can give this one a try. Start with an origami piece of paper and fold it in half diagonally. It's good to use origami paper for this because origami paper creases very nicely, and you need the creases for the crane to work properly. So run your finger sharply along the edge there to give it a nice sharp crease. Now you're going to fold one corner in on top of the other corner. Get those two corners to match, and then slide your finger down and along that crease line, and again give it a nice sharp crease. You can certainly do this with regular paper, but it works much better with origami paper because origami paper will hold that crease for you and be able to create the folds that we need. Point one of those triangle edges up towards the sky and then put your fingers on the inside of it to fluff it out a little. And I'm showing you this from various angles. What we're going to do is squash this down so that the top point folds down to the bottom point, and so that those two fold lines that we made line up one on top of each other. So if you slide your finger down either side and make those nice sharp creases, you'll end up with a square. We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side of the piece of paper. So turn your origami shape over. We're going to fold the triangle first over to the opposite side and give it a crease so that our folding step works more easily. And then point it up towards the sky. Put your fingers on the inside to fluff it out a little, and then fold it down so the top point folds down to fall down onto the bottom point. You might want to stick your fingers in the inside a little to fluff it out if it doesn't fluff out by itself, and that'll let you be able to fold it down, and then run your fingers and give it a nice sharp crease down both sides. You really want to make those creases as sharp as you can because it will make the later steps much easier. So let me show you this from various angles so you can catch up and see what this is supposed to look like. The next step that we're going to do is we're going to fold one of the side points over to meet the center line, so that the side line of the shape folds along that center line. So you can see how that side met up with the center line. And we're going to do this 3 more times. So fold the side line so it lays down on the center line. You don't want to get it too close. Leave a little bit of space in between these two folds. So bring it up close to where the center line is. Once you've got those two done, then we're going to turn the shape over and again fold the side line into the center line so that the corner point comes in and the corner is now up against that center line. Give it a nice sharp crease. We really need sharp creases here. And then do the fourth side. So bring the fourth line over so that it comes along to that center line. And make sure you crease it nice and sharp. So I'll show you again from various angles so people can catch up. You should have 4 of the sides in towards the center now. Next we're going to make the top point fold down, so that top triangle folds down along the two tops of the two folds we made before, and give this a very sharp crease. It's important that this creases sharply as well because all of these creases we're making are about to help fold the next step, and if these creases aren't done sharply, the next step will be confusing. So we've got a crease from the top triangle, and we've got 2 creases, one from the left and one from the right. So it forms a triangle in the middle of your piece of paper here. Now take the bottom point in one hand and the top point in the other hand and slowly pull them apart from each other. Now you can see inside that triangle that I was talking about, how there's a left side and a right side, and then it's folding around that top line that we made. As we do this, you'll see that as they pull forward along those fold lines. So it's going to follow the fold lines you made if you crease them sharply enough, and fold down naturally as you pull them apart. So keep pulling them slowly apart and wiggling them a little and encouraging them to fold along those fold lines. And when they get far enough apart, they will fold down flat along those 3 fold lines you made. So the left fold line, the right fold line, and then the top one from the top triangle we folded down. Hopefully I did that slowly enough that you can see now how that works. And we're going to do it again. So on the other side, we've got the top triangle and the left and the right. Open up the left and the right, and you should see a triangle shape in the middle there of the fold lines that you made. Again, hold one point in one hand and the other point in the other hand and pull them slowly apart. You want to encourage it to fold along those fold lines you made. So you want it to hinge in the middle at that cross fold line we made when we folded the top triangle down. And the left and the right sides are going to come in on those left and right fold lines that we made. So give them a little encouragement to come in on those left and right fold lines that you made. And I'm trying to do this slow, which makes it harder, but if you do it quickly it usually works more easily. Obviously you can do it slowly too if you just keep wiggling it so that it comes down along those fold lines. And when you've got it on this side, you've now got it folded flat along those same 3 fold lines that you had made in the earlier step. So squish that down so it's flat. I'll show you the different angles so you can see what we're making here. The bottom open side is the part that we're going to work on next. Fold one of these sides in to the center line. Don't fold it exactly into the center line. Again, leave a little bit of space because that'll help you on the next step when you turn this inside out. You want a little space between the edge of the fold and the center of the line that you're heading towards. So again, fold the edge in towards the center. Don't go all the way into the center. Leave a little bit of space between where you end up and where the center line is. So we've done 2 on one side. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Fold the edge over towards the center line, but not quite at the center line. Give it a nice sharp crease. You definitely need sharp creases in here everywhere to get this to work properly. And then we're going to do the 4th side and fold the 4th side into that center line and give it a nice sharp crease. These are the head and tail of the crane that we have just made. So the next step that we're going to do, once I've done showing you from all angles, is to fold the head end up at an angle and the tail end up at an angle. And it doesn't matter which is the head and which is the tail. This is a symmetrical shape, so you can do it either way. So fold the head and tail up so that they're at an angle. And then the next step is to turn them inside out. If you didn't leave enough space between the fold and the center line on the previous step, this will be hard because the paper will mush in the middle there. But if you left a little space, that gives a little space for the 2 sides of the paper to fold around the empty space and to turn inside out at this point. If you have problems at this step, don't try to refold this piece of paper because it will already have remembered where you made the previous folds, and it's really hard to refold an existing origami shape into a new set of lines. So I would just start with a fresh piece of paper and try again. And the better you get at your folds, the better that this part will turn out. Once you've got both of those turned inside out, you're very close to done. Just show you all the different angles so you can see where you should have gotten to. Choose one end to make into the head, doesn't matter which end, and just fold it down a little bit, and that becomes the head of your crane. And then all that's left is to fold down one wing and then fold down the other wing. These are great for decorations. You can hang a string through the middle of them and hang them on a Christmas tree. You can hang them in your window. You can make them into mobiles. You can hang them in your car. Visit lisashea.com for more information. And thank you very much.